Welcome back to my keto kitchen, keto naturopath kitchen. It's the fall time of year. It's time to start cooking again, making casseroles. But I want things to be easy. I love to cook, but sometimes for dinners it's just I want something easy. So today I'm making a dairy-free cheeseburger casserole. And you're saying, well, how can a cheeseburger casserole be dairy-free? Because I'm using my dairy-free cheese sauce that I made a week or so ago. And I'll link to that video. So I like to prepare things ahead of time. I fried the hamburger, and I have hamburger and onions and a couple of peppers from my garden. And I like to drain it before I use it because there's a lot of juice that came out of it. So we're going to put that in the casserole dish. Now the recipe is going to be for a pound of hamburger. I have a little more than a pound here because I want some leftovers. So a pound of hamburger. To that we're going to add, I fried this up with about 1/4 cup of chopped onion, and I had a couple of peppers from my garden that are supposed to be sweet but have a little bite to them, so I put a couple of those in. I was going to add jalapeno, and I thought, yeah, I don't want to make it too hot. So, and I also have like a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder in there, and then I fried it up. So to this I'm going to add a teaspoon of taco seasoning. I make my own. I will link to the recipe. There's no sugar in here. Since this is a little more than a pound, I'll put more than that. No sugar, tastes great, taco seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I don't want it too salty. I am going to add pickles, so I don't want a lot of salt because the pickles will have some salt. And actually, relish, dill relish. You can chop up dill pickles, but dill relish is fine to use. Just make sure that there's no sugar in it. And yes, there are some dill relishes that have sugar. This is a local North Carolina brand. Mount Olive does not have sugar. A lot of the name brands actually put sugar in it, and it's like, why? And then this is my dairy-free cheese sauce. It's made with coconut milk, nutritional yeast, garlic, onion powder, and it's very thick right now. I made it yesterday, so it would be very thin if you made it the day that you're making this. I like to have things made up ahead of time. Sometimes I even do the brown the hamburger the day before. I'm just mixing this in to see how much of the cheese sauce I need. That's my cat whining. She's not happy today, and I don't know why. She's been fed. She's pampered, and then she whines, and you go pick her up, and she's like, don't touch me. You don't touch her, and she's like, touch me. Cats. So I would say for a pound of hamburger, you're probably going to use 1/2 of a recipe of the cheese sauce. And then I'm going to bake this, and I'm going to bake this at 350 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Yes, everything's cooked, but I want to make sure it's all heated through. I'm going to cover it because I don't have any toppings on it. If you were not making this dairy-free and you were going to put cheese on it, I wouldn't cover it. If you were going to make a topping out of pork rinds and olive oil and putting it on top, I wouldn't cover it. I don't like the toppings like the crust with the pork rinds. I just want my main meal. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 1/2 an hour, and then I'll be back and we'll taste. I just took the casserole out of the oven, my dairy-free cheesy hamburger casserole. So now it's time to try it. It's still hot because it just came out of the oven. But, oh, this looks good, and I bet it will taste good. It tastes cheesy. It's dairy-free. To me, the pickles have a little added touch to it. You can add anything you want. You can add chopped tomatoes, more peppers. Oh, this is good. And dairy-free.